Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Retros here, and in today's video we are doing a tier list on signs that it never began. So if you don't know what this is, basically everyone at birth is dealt a certain deck of cards, right? Some people have a disadvantage. Some people have to work harder than others to get their ideal lifestyle. But yeah, if you end up in the it's so over tier, this is not an excuse to just give up and stop trying. This is, in my perspective, who I see struggling the most in like dating and maybe just life. And we do have to admit that there is a brutal reality to like traits that you can be born with. First thing we have is being obese. Okay, so being obese is obviously it's not optimal, but at the same time it's irreversible. So I'm gonna put this in not optimal, but you're still good. Y'all already know this. Next up is being left undelivered. So for y'all friendship specifically, if she leaves you undelivered, this is a sign of lack of respect, lack of giving you her time. Basically, she doesn't respect you that much. So I'm gonna put this in it's over. If a girl leaves you undelivered, right? She is basically not prioritizing you, and if it's been like over 12 hours, maybe she even posts on her story, that's a sign of disrespect. So when something like this happens, you gotta make up your mind on whether you think it's clipped or not. For certain reasons, like if y'all have context, like I don't know, maybe you're close friends and you don't want to clip it off of this specifically, then sure, you can remain their friend. So this is not gonna go in it's so over, but for the vast majority of people, if you get left undelivered by your friend, y'all dynamic is like damn near like clipped basically. Next up is being a sub 5. Here's my perspective, right? On the PSL scale, being a 5 is like damn near average. So if you're like a 4 out of 10, then I don't think it's over. I think it's not optimal, obviously, but it's not over. You can looks max that and ascend to like a 6 out of 10. I mean, it really depends on like what traits you were born with, but for the majority of sub 5s, it's just definitely not over. And you guys gotta take into consideration that a lot of the ratings and shit are determined off of a male gaze perspective, not a female gaze. So a 4 out of 10 could hypothetically be pulling better than a 6 out of 10 because girls may see appeal to the 4 out of 10 because of the female gaze traits basically. So this is gonna go in not optimal, but you're still good. Next up is having 6 inches. I don't think this is optimal. I'm not gonna lie, if your shit is under 7 inches, bro, you gotta start working on that shit, bro. You gotta start exercising it. You need to start training it. No man should ever have something under 7 inches, bro. But I do think if it is under 7 inches, like, you're just definitely good. I mean, there's not that many, like, that's not really going to be, like, a disadvantage in life. But I do think it's, like, slightly not optimal. So I'm gonna put this in you're good. Next up is having acne. You might think I'm, like, arrogant as fuck because of my skin, but here's the truth of the matter. I feel like having acne is, like, it's not that bad. Like, everybody at one point gets some, not everybody, but I feel like a lot of people get acne at some point in their life. You know, of course, it's not optimal, so I'm gonna have to put this in here, but it's definitely like nowhere near might be over because getting acne is something you can fix. It's just like, it takes a lot of patience and it can be hard depending on the person and a lot of trial and error. Next up is being below 6 foot. If you think it's over because you're below 6 foot, like, you need to like genuinely touch grass. I'm not gonna lie. Next up is no experience in teens or 20s. I don't think this is bad. I guess it's not ideal, but this is not bad. I mean, yeah, sure, you have a disadvantage compared to most people because I'm not gonna let's address the obvious, right? If you're like 20 years old and you're still a virgin, I feel like the older you get, the more pressure it is for you to lose your shit. The older you get, the less likely you are to have a girl with a lower body count, right? So when you turn like 21, bro, you don't want your girl trying to teach you how to do this, how to do that when y'all are, in the bed together. And that's just the unfortunate unfortunate truth, bro. It's an unfair reality, but at the same time, like, it's really not that bad if you think about it. Like, so what? You don't have fucking experience, my nigga. Let's keep it a bean. Like, you're still good. You gotta, maximize your traits elsewhere, bro. Next up is not getting any choosing signals. If you've genuinely like never gotten a single choosing signal like in your life or like in the past 5 years, I think this is definitely something important to look into. I'm gonna put this in might be over. You can still clutch. Next up is being below 5'6". Okay, so this is where it starts to be like, okay, my nigga, you're short. You gonna need to maximize some. You might need to get some bread in. You might need to get some fame in, some shit like that. You can still clutch. Like, it's definitely not over, but you do have like a massive disadvantage opposed to like most people. So I'm gonna put this in might be over. Next up is having 2 inches. Like, what do you even do if you have 2 inches, bro? You were dealt a pretty bad deck of cards. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put this in. It's so over. That's just comically small, dude. Next up is being sub 3. Okay. Being a sub 3, so that means you're a 2 out of 10 or below. Now, this is where I don't know if a lot of looks maxing is gonna fix you. I mean, I always have this mentality that the sky's the limit and you can do whatever you want, but we do have to be realistic. If we're not accounting for surgery or anything like that, I do think it might just damn near be over. You were dealt a pretty bad deck of cards. Either you were dealt a pretty bad deck of cards or you've had poor lifestyle habits in the past. But either way, this is just nowhere near optimal. And then lastly, we have being below 5 foot. Yeah, man, this is like probably the worst deck of cards you could be led with on this entire list, bro. If you are below 5 foot, dude, like, you might need to get with a girl that's 4'10", and that's maybe just to get cheated on. So I don't know. Being below 5 foot, it is a massive disadvantage. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. And I think with a lot of these, you can fraud your height, bro. Like, if you're below 5'6", you could fraud to maybe like 5'8", 5'9". If you're below like 5 foot, like, even if you fraud your way up to like 5'2", 5'3", I mean, you can't main being 5'3", because I'm sure that gets uncomfortable at some points. So I don't know, man. You're dealt a pretty bad deck of cards if you have any of these 3. But yeah, that is my tier list, bro. Make sure y'all never give up too. Like, a lot of these things on this list are bad, but the thing is that it's really not over. You just gotta maximize other aspects. And if you can, bro, like, try to maximize what you got, basically. Like, if you're a sub 3, you can try to looks max to maybe like a 4 out of 10. If you're below 5 foot, you can try and fraud your height to like 5'1", 5'2". If you have 2 inches, well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, nigga, you might be fucked. That only matters when you're like in bed. I mean, in other aspects, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, that is my tier list. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace.